Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen and this is Let It Be Budgets. If you're new here, I'm a retired nurse on a fixed income. I'm married. My husband is a small businessman and he has a varied income, and we use like a hybrid cash budgeting system. Today I'm going to do my budget with me on my cash planning. So I went ahead and started. I'm really simple. I use a clipboard and I have my calendar. I like a one-page calendar. I write everything related to what I need to do for my finances on my one-page calendar. And then I have another calendar that I do my planning on, and that stays by me. And usually I have it by where I sit on my couch. So, and then I have, I'm going to go ahead and start my calendar first. I just use a little piece of scrap paper on the side to keep track of how much I have in my checking account. And I got this calendar, probably from Budget Mom, on one of her freebie things. So I get paid once a month, and I get paid on the 20th, or right around the 20th. So I know when I get paid, but I never know when my husband's going to get paid. It just varies, so I just put it in. So that's why I generally just do a budget once a month. And then if we have to change it, we have to change it. But generally my basic budget will just stay the same. So, and I pay bills twice a month. That's it. I pay them towards the beginning of the month, usually around the 4th. I don't know. Anyway, between the 4th and the 7th, and then again around the 20th when I get paid. So, I have, I just write it down for the first of the month. I know what it is, but I just mark them down. So I have my mortgage. I have Citi. That's my credit card. I have AM Funds. My water comes out the first of the month. And Golden Rule, which is an insurance. And then I will probably, because that'll be the third Wednesday, so I'll probably get paid around the 16th. So I have a hospital payment that comes out, my car payment, Washington National, another insurance. We have the electric, gas, the phone, and Kinetic, and I have sewer this month. My sewer is payment is every other month. And I want to take note here, my gas bill was adjusted to $84 a month. But I also had some overage because I'm on a budget system for paying my gas. So for 3 bills, I have $27.28 added to that 3 bills. I already paid the one, but I want to put a note here that check the gas bill. It's $84 per month, and then times 2 more months, it'll be $111. So that just reminds me that I have that. Also, what I would do is on my clipboard I have, this is just my main budget. I just change it as needed and rewrite it as needed, but that's kind of like my main budget. And then I keep a calendar. It's a messy, but it tells me the quarterlies, dates, and for July, like this month, one of my annual fees is McAfee. So I'm going to mark that down here. So I have McAfee's due this month. I think that's how you spell it. And it was around 140, and that's what I had budgeted for. But we'll see. So those are the only two things that I really need to note so far this month. So we're going to take this. Also, like my red and my greens on my dates, that just indicates green, I spent money. Red is a no spend. I kind of stay on a no spend. That I'm content with that. So let's take this out, because we won't need that now. And I'm just going to date this. This is for July, because I keep them together. And this is just my expense tracker when and it just, I track my my variable expenses. That way I know if I need to make an adjustment in my budgets. And then also once a month automatically, I have Netflix and who else? Okay, sorry. Netflix and my ink. These are automatic payments. And Netflix, I get $9 a month, and my ink is $6 a month, and I just take these out of my miscellaneous. So I mark them here. So they're marked, and so we'll put this over here. And this right here is my weekly check-in. I check in on my variable expenses. That way I can keep track of my, and it's just another form of keeping track of my spending. It does work for me, so I'll continue to do this. Okay, and this is my budget, and this is for July. I do my budget once a month, so I just write these monthly. I have a rollover most every month, and my rollover will be $750. And I just write down 2 checks for George. But I never know. I just don't know. Sometimes he can get paid twice a week. It just varies. And then I know that my check is going to be $15.40. And then I have a couple extra spaces if I need to mark them in. So basically what I do here is I have my mortgage, and my mortgage is $778. My AM funds is $50. Water, I put down 40. Last month was 36. So, but I just keep it at 40. Golden Rule is 51. Okay. So these come out my first part of my pay period. And that's not the only thing. I also comes out here is my city credit card. And I do it different. I have, I monitor, this is for my spending, what I spend. Underneath that is what my minimum payment is. And then if I'm paying extra, I put it here. And then what my total is for that time. And started an experiment in January to see if it would help me move the credit card payment and bring it down any different. I don't know if it is really, but it seems to be. And so I pay like an extra 100 the first payment of the month, and then I do a second payment to the credit card a month, and that can vary. I was trying to do 300, and put it up to 500, so I would have $600 total extra a month on my debt. So I'm trying that, and when I'm going to do my debt update. I can show you how my payments are going down, and to me, it seems to be effective. So on my expense tracker, I keep track of when I use my credit card, and I put it over here, and I put the monies in my back to the bank envelope to make sure I have the money in the bank for my spend. So that's how I do my expense tracker. Okay, and that's down here. Now the next thing I have, I know I'm going to have a sewer payment this month, so, and that's every other month. I'm going to put down 40. I can't remember. I don't know what that cost is. I would say probably it seems to run around the same as my water. And then I have the hospital as an automatic payment. It automatically comes out, and that's $35. Washington National is $82. And then I have my Honda, that's my car, and that is $397. And then my electric, I estimate a little bit higher for this. I'm going to keep it at $125 because the air conditioning is coming on. Last month was $78. So, and then my gas, this is the one I'm watching. So I know I'm going to write here, I know my new payment is $84 a month, but I have that extra for 3 months, so it'll be, my payment will be $111, I believe, and this is number 2 of the 3 elevated payments, so I just marked number 2 down, so I'll remember it. And then I have my phone, and that's always around $120 a month. My Kinetic is just my my Wi-Fi, and that's $84 a month. And that's it. These are my fixed variables. And let's see what we get. I'm just gonna write down my variable expenses. I have my groceries, my pet, and my miscellaneous. I have personal that I comes out of my variable expenses. That's what I pay me. And then I have a Hubs that comes out of there. That's my husband's. I have gas, and I'm going to add a new one, and that's eating out. Because I'm finding we're doing more of that with our friends at least once a week. So I want to, I'm going to do a new envelope for that. So I allot $800 per month for my groceries, but this month has an extra week. So I have done 200 more. So basically I am going to do $1,000 this month for my groceries because I have the extra week. So yesterday I stuffed $200 for my groceries. For my pet, I do $50. I'm going to watch this and see. I may have to increase that per month. For my miscellaneous, I added $80 to that one. And I do $320 normally. So that was $400 that I did this month for miscellaneous. For my gas, I do, let's see, generally 120, and I added 30 to that, so that's 150 for my gas that I did. But I normally do 120 on my 4 weeks. My personal, mine, I do $65 per month. For my husband, he gets $80 per month for his spending. For my eating out, I'm hoping that I can do $50 per week. That's my goal. I won't have that for this week that I'm counting. So I'm going to put 100 down, but I don't know when I'm starting this. And then when I do my actual, I'll update it. So that'll work for that. Oh, on my city card, I know that this is what's going to go back to the bank. So I already did. My spend was $304. My minimum was $278. And then we'll see. I plan on doing 100 extra. Hope if I can do more than that, I will. But can't guarantee it. Alrighty. And then over here for my sinking funds, my account 2. This is my annual and biannual sinking funds, and I have like a bucket in my bank account that money goes into, and that is $152 per month for my sinking funds there. I also have escrow payment. Sorry, my kitty's starting. And that's $80 per month. My car maintenance. Okay. You're alright, stop. Sorry about that, guys. I have car payment, car maintenance, house, maintenance. I didn't think she would start. I have health. These are my sinking funds that I fund each month. So emergency. And then I have hobbies. So my house payment, my house maintenance, my car maintenance, my health, and my emergency fund, I fund each of those with $50 per month. And I play savings challenges with that money. And then for my hobbies, I just do $20 per month for my hobbies. And then I'll adjust that as needed, but right now, I'm just evaluating if will be sufficient, so I won't, so for my budget purposes. And then I have a sinking fund for my giving, and that is $50 per month. Christmas, and that is $50 per month. My 1 month ahead, that I increase, so that will be $81 per month. I have another one, I call it Save with Judy. She does these little gnomes on Sundays. I color them. It's a challenge, and the monies from that goes into my adds into my 1 month ahead, and that's $80 per month. And then I just have my regular savings, and that's $312 per month I save. So I have, let's see, this one, see if I do how I do with my addition. So I have 778, oops, clear, 778 plus 50 plus 40, 21, 40 plus 35, 82, 397, 125, 80, oh, 80, I put my 84, and then 120, and then 84 equals 1886, which is about right. So that's for my fixed expenses. This is what we spend. I figure around 2,000. That's what I keep in the back of my mind. This is it. When I'm doing my budgeting, I don't work with cents. I budget lower for my bills, and I budget higher for my savings. Like say I have $13.20 that I'm going to be paying on a bill, I'll just make that $14. So that's how I do that. Okay, and then for my fixed expenses, 800 plus 50 plus 320 plus 65 plus 80 plus 120 plus 100, and that's 1535. So, okay. And that'll be $100 over what it was last month, but that's because I'm adding the eating out. And I was doing the eating out. We were doing it occasionally. And I was taking my money out of my miscellaneous. So, I'm going to see if I can just budget it separately. I don't know. I'm going to try here to see how that works. And then, this is essentially my savings, so 152 plus 80 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 50 plus 20. I messed up. 52 plus 50, 50, 50, 50 plus 20 equals 372 plus 50 plus 50 plus 81 plus 80 plus 312, 945. Okay, so that gives me, I know my range, so that's how I work with my, doing my budget. And thankfully, budgets are all variable. And when you have to adjust them, you have to adjust them, but this is a plan for you to work with. So I can keep that in the back of my mind. I know I can adjust it as needed, and I don't have to. You want to follow it, but it's okay to change it. And that was a little bit difficult when I first started budgeting, because I wanted to be very rigid and stay with it, and I was driving myself nuts, and I stopped. Okay, so I'm going to do the first part of my cash planning so you can see how I do my cash planning. And then you'll see this one's a hot mess. That's okay, because I work with it. So let's see, we're doing July 2025. I like the cash planning also. So I have my groceries. And this is just, I do cash planning for things I stop. Because I try to be a cash budgeter, especially with my variable expenses. My fixed expenses come out of my account. I do not cash stuff those, but my variable expenses and my savings I do. So I have my groceries, my pet, my gas, miscellaneous, my personal, my hubs. I have a buffer. I'm going to continue that. And it's real small. $5 every 2 weeks. So, and then I have my 1 month ahead. I call it Save with Judy, and I'll just continue to do that because that's how I remember for the savings. And then I have my giving. I have my hobbies. Now, for my sinking funds that I routinely take out for, I have 4 of them, and that is my car maintenance, my house maintenance, my emergency, and my health. I play games with that, and they're called Mini Mondays. And I just write down minis here. I know that's what it is. And then I have my Christmas. I have escrow that I take out for. And I have my regular savings that I take out for. And I'm going to do eating out. And my goal will be $100 for my eating out. So my groceries, I've already done my cash planning for this week. That's coming. And I've already taken my money out of the bank for that and cashed up my wallet for that. So I'm not including that, what I took out in this cash planning. I'm just going to go for what I normally do for my 2 weeks. So for my groceries, I do $400. For my pet, I take $2,500 out every 2 weeks. For my gas, $60. For miscellaneous, $160. My personal, this time I take out $25. I take out $5. I take out $5 for the buffer. I take out $40 for my husband's. I take out, and my 1 month ahead, I increased it by 9. So 36 plus 9. So I'm going to be taking $45 out every 2 weeks for my 1 month ahead. Save with Judy is $40 every 2 weeks. My giving is $20 this 2 weeks. My hobbies is $10. My minis, that's my sinking funds, that's $100 every 2 weeks. My Christmas, I take it out the first part of the month, so that I take out the full $50 on that. My escrow is $20 a week, so I take out $40 for that. And my savings, I do 1/2, and that's $156. And for my eating out, I'm going to say $100. And then I'll adjust it from there. And then basically what I do, I go through and I know how much of my bills I want. So like, I'm just going to give you an example here. I take out, for my groceries, I take out $100 bills because I like to, if I need to condense something, I can do that. So over here I'll take out, I do 4 $100 bills. So I monitor the bills I want to take. I mark those down, and that's what I take back to the bank and let them know how much I need for my cash planning. So this is essentially how I do my cash planning. And I do this twice a month because that helps me. So, okay. I think that I'll finish this up on my own, because this gives you essentially what I do. Not everybody does this, but when I was learning, when I was going through following the budgeters, this was something that was done frequently, especially when you use cash envelopes. So it helps me know what denominations I need. So, but I'm going to look at this closer because I don't know if I want to make adjustments in some of my bills and get some larger ones. I don't know if I need to do that. So I will check this out. But that's essentially what I do for my budget. And then we still have, this is the end of the month, so there's a lot going on. So you're going to see a couple more videos from me. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.